our constitutional freedoms, constitutionalism, rule of law, respect for human rights. We have seen a lot of, political prisoners, persecution, military rule, and different, aspects that have showed that our freedoms have been shrinking, our civic space is shrinking. So the National Unity Platform is putting priority in that as our number one. Our number two is the fact that we have seen in the past 5 years, I don't know if we have seen so high levels of corruption like we have seen in these past 5 years. People are stealing iron sheets. People are stealing billions of money being found in their homes. People are, like the speaker's office, there is a lot of corruption that people don't even hide it anymore. But I mean, if we did put that money to good use, and have been saying this over and over, we would be very far. Uganda loses over 10 trillion to corruption annually. Imagine what that money could have done for us. So as the National Unity Platform, we are saying, let us put an end to that corruption. Let us stop wasteful expenditure. Take time, look at the national budget, look at the money that is allocated to State House, look at the money that is allocated to people's offices, and you'll know that Uganda is rich, we just have poor leadership. Point number three that we are putting emphasis on is promoting national unity and rebuilding communities. See, in Uganda, we still have communities that were torn apart by war. When we speak about Kasese, we saw people that were shot in broad daylight. We speak about northern Uganda in Gulu, Karamoja and wherever. We speak about Ateso, people's cows were stolen and different places. So we need to rebuild these communities. We need to reassure them. We need to realign them. We need to see that we actually come together as a country, because we have been divided intentionally by our previous leaders on lines of tribalism, lines of religion. But as a country, if we are to go forward, we need to put an end to that. So the National Unity Platform is actually looking at even having festivals to celebrate that, to embrace our cultures, but then also to continue to promote national unity, and for us to see that we can forge our way as Uganda and move forward beyond just these sentiments. Our fourth issue that we are putting emphasis on is ensuring universal access to quality public services. And public services, we are speaking health, we're speaking education. Imagine the National Unity Platform said that we shall have 100% free nursery and primary education. And in addition to that, they're also saying that our health sector could be funded up to 15%, because this is what was recommended by the Abuja Declaration, and WHO says if any country wants to have a stable healthcare system, they can do that if they allocate only 15% of the budget to the national, to the healthcare services. And in Uganda currently, I think it's about 8% or less. I mean, it's even smaller than other departments that don't even deserve to have all that money. And so, it's not rocket science. These are just priorities that need to be realigned. We need people to be put, forward in a good way, but then also even access to jobs, because we don't want to walk into offices and you must speak a particular language for you to even be listened to, that your CV is who is your father or he's your mother or what. And people are educated, the few that are educated are being exported to go out and work as slaves, they're being exploited, they're underemployed, and such kinds of things. So we believe that these are issues that we can work on if we were intentional as a government. The next issue that we're putting emphasis on is generating of employment. And the National Unity Platform says by 2030, we are looking to have created 10 million jobs. 10 million. I know it sounds ambiguous. It sounds, too big to be true, but I personally believe that it is possible, because you see that the NUP says that we're going to put emphasis on the 4S, where there is academics, athletics, agriculture, and arts. So if you look at, for example, our tourism industry, I mean, there is a lot of things that we can leverage there. You look at Fort Portal City, so we have so many national parks. I mean, Uganda would be a tourism country, like people look at it as a destination country, but because of issues that to do with infrastructure, issues to do with the fact that the jobs are given to people who don't deserve them, even the promotion is not good enough. We have seen fake bombs being exploded in the country. These are things that chase away tourists, but if we did leverage that area, we would have created a lot of jobs there. Look at our agriculture sector. We are so blessed. Our soils are very good. We have very hardworking Ugandans, but there is lack of modernization. I mean, we have seen pictures of Mr. Museveni moving around where they were watering using bottles in the in such an era in the 21st century. So we just need to see mechanization of agriculture, give people value for their produce, market research, such kinds of things that the government can support the people so that people can do agriculture and get something out of it. Another issue that I picked interest in was the National School Feeding Program. So, in the school feeding program, the National Unity Platform is saying we have so many young people, we have so many children. Look, listen to this. So there is a research that was done, and out of 1 million children that enroll in primary one, only 300,000 sit P7. So we have 700,000 dropping out. And then the 300,000, by the time we reach university, you can imagine how many will have dropped off. So the issue is, first and foremost, we're going to have a free meal, at least a healthy meal every day for a child that comes to school. So we know that this is going to promote school enrollment. Parents don't have to struggle. At least if they have other things, let the meals be catered for. But then it's also going to create market for agriculture produce, because imagine how much the farmers near these schools are going to be providing to these people. So it's not just about eating. If you look at it, it is a multi-dimensional issue that is going to promote agriculture, going to promote education. And then also we still have cases of malnutrition. If you look at Uganda, for example, go to northern Uganda, we have issues of malnutrition. Children are not well fed. So it is a whole big issue that needs to be looked into. And I think it's a beautiful program. Even when I was reading, in the book about Shakur Tupac, his mom used to run a school feeding program for children back then. So I think it's a beautiful idea that needs to be given attention. But then also the National Unity Platform says that we shall have 100% free education for nursery and primary. So that is something that can encourage our young people to continue to explore, but then also looking at other things that can be done in respect to education. Another beautiful fact is the issue of land rights and protecting land rights, because you see right now I've seen so many people that are struggling because their land has been stolen, it has been grabbed, but then the National Unity Platform is saying that whatever piece of land is going to be in Uganda must be registered. So even if it is land where we have, there is an owner, there are people who are renting, these things of lease and whatever, let it be clear that this is the person who owns it, this person is leasing it, this person is doing this. So by the time, Ibibanja, even the ones that are owned by families, it will be clear that this land is owned by Nambasa, Wanyana, Namara, Masembe, etc. So this is something that I think as Uganda we have been grappling with, and it needs to be given attention. Another issue is that we are going to strengthen local governance, cities, let people, and you see the thing is that I believe that Uganda is so uniquely blessed that you go to Busoga and there are, sugar canes. You go to Bugisu and there is coffee. You go to, like, every area has whatever they're good at. So why don't we empower these areas to make sure that they get benefits from whatever it is that they deal in? Another issue is that we're going to leverage our diaspora. Our diaspora gives us a lot of investments, and so they're like the biggest investors that we have, but you see them suffering. We do not even have labor exportation rights. Like we don't even have memorandums on understanding where people get to understand that if so and so is being exported to work here, these are their rights and this is how they should be protected. Another issue is that we are going to have a tech-driven economy, which I think I don't have to talk about because we are in an era of tech. And most importantly, we are also going to safeguard our natural resources and also look at issues of climate change.